That's why
I'm about to
they
say,
do
I was
that.
like, he ain't better not have said that shit.
Oh my God.
What a good segue. Thank you, Aaron. So what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another show on this lovely Wednesday evening. We got a great episode lined up for you this evening, too. Breaking down some of the biggest conversations around the NBA, especially with Bam's whole situation last night, but as well as the WNBA, because that was crazy if you haven't heard. But as always, we got a strong panel to help us do this evening. Starting from my left, NBA agent, owner of CGL, who internship coming up very soon. Please check that out. But uncle on the show, Mr. Chris Lucci.
Sir.
I love it. Do you want to stand out? An LA native, Ashley Chevalier.
What's up?
New to the squad, a Brooklyn native who played at Providence, JMU, helped Ohio State reach the Elite Eight. Miss Heaven Bristow, or Hev for short. What's up?
You.
Professional shit talker, record holder, Hall of Famer from the DMV, Aaron Miller.
What up?
A respectable defensive player of the year. Sometimes catch me slipping in 1v1, and every now and then Mr. Kyle Murphy himself.
That's good.
Perfect. I was going to switch this around a little bit, but I think it's perfect for us to leave it as is, staying on the subject of Bam. Before we get into all of that, I do want to make sure everyone in the chat, well, first of all, we just appreciate everything you've done for us in terms of being here and commenting and sharing and liking and subscribe. That's been amazing as we build this community. But the big thing tonight is going to be obviously the comments and pushing your questions to us, because we're starting to get that moving for you guys. But let's go with the first topic. Actually, I'm going to throw this directly to you. In terms of Bam Adebayo last night, how he played, the narrative centered around him. Instead of it just being about the 83, it's been about 43 free throws and how the Wizards have taken that. Should fans be celebrating scoring or questioning how it happened?
Celebrating scoring. I think that, in reading all the comments and just seeing it all over social media, everybody's like, the conversation of ethical basketball is just, it's pointless at this point. Like, we know what it is. We know what the NBA is. And regardless, what he did was hard. So you can't really take away how he got there. 83 points is a lot of fucking points. So it's just like, I don't understand how anybody could have anything negative to say. What I will say, though, is I understand how people are upset about it because of who he passed up in, doing this accomplishment and everything, like taking this title away from Kobe. Yeah, I'm sure it hurts. It's gonna hurt. Anything that surpasses Kobe at this point is going to hurt a little bit extra, but you can't take away from what Bam did. Like, I don't get it.
Aaron?
Yeah, I got one quick rant, y'all, before I got to head out of here and fix some goddamn computers. So I'm going to make this quick, and then I'm going to go ahead and leave so y'all can't rebuttal me. All right? There's 6 guys on this media team that are from the DMV. And you know what we all have in common? Don't none of us fucking root for the Wizards for a goddamn reason. And this is the reason why. Yet, it is unexpected because it's Bam Adebayo. If this was Luka, SGA, or Jokic, we'd be like, all right, that makes sense. But you have to keep in mind, Tyler Hero and Norman Powell, they both didn't play. So as far as I'm concerned, this is the most points scored in an NBA game until I see footage of Wilt's 100 game. We've got footage of kids from the early 1900s clocking out from a 12-hour shift at Ford Motor Company, but we have yet to see a single highlight of that infamous game.
You stressing
So
Chris
I
out
want to
already.
shout out Bam for making history, because I'm seeing all these critics talking about how he got the record and the ethics of it. I don't give a fuck how you get the money as long as you get the money. Also, I want to shout out Coach Spo, because as a coach, he had the presence of mind to realize his franchise player had a chance to make history, and he was doing everything possible, making sure that he got a chance to make sure he had a historic night. He was drawing up plays for him. He didn't take him out when the game was well out of reach, and he had the presence of mind to realize, fuck the ethics, I'm doing what's best for my guy. So all y'all can hate all you want. I understand that as Kobe fans, I'm a Kobe fan too, right there, tatted on me. So there ain't no bias here. All right. I acknowledge that he had a historic game. I don't care how he got 83. 83 is 83, because down the road, when people look up who's ever scored the most points in an NBA game, nobody's going to sit up here and look at the stat line and be like, oh, he shot 43 free throws. They're just going to see 100, 83, 81. That's it. Move on.
Oh man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Kyle. Damn.
Now, I mean, yes, the first 3 quarters, Bam got busy. If you watched it, he started off on fire. So like, he had I respect 76 of the 83 points because I was talking to Darion earlier. At 3 minutes and 26 seconds. It was 119 to 141. And they was throwing the ball off the rim. After that, that's where I didn't respect it. Like the last couple points. But it is like you said, Ashley, like it's a big feat to like that's a crazy accomplishment to get 83 points. Like he was hooping all night. Like the 43 points, if you watch, 43 free throws, if you watch the game, like he was getting fouled. The Wizards were playing terrible defense. They were fouling them, and they were hard fouls too. It wasn't like gimme fouls, but like so he is an offensive talent. It's just I don't like how it happened. I do respect it. I know he's capable of scoring that much. I don't knock him like Bam's a bum or something like that. But it's just like I don't like those last 7-8 points that he had. That's the only thing about it. But I respect him. Congrats. Took Kobe's record down. I don't see nobody else doing that in a long time. And also I think if anybody got close to it, I don't think anybody will do it because he had the chance to do it, and now he got so much like 50-50 love and hate for it. I think the next person, I think there will be somebody else who gets that many points or close to it. When they get to that, they're not going to try to beat it out of spite or out of any reason other than that. That was just the ending was bad, but he was getting busy the whole game.
I feel you. Kyle was on the same page with you all fucking night, all morning, and then I was like, yo, let me look at this a different light. And so I started to see it like, okay, how did Bam come into the league, right? And that's one thing that I think is kind of getting dismissed in this whole narrative about how this played out for him is because like when he came into the league, he was an athletic defensive big that, yes, could switch on the guards and play guards, right? So he was a little versatile defensively, but no one was talking about him or saw him as a guy that could take over a game offensively, right? So to go from the perception of being that type of player to now dropping 83 points and now in an elite company, to me that shows that, you know, his game has grown so tremendously on a level that really can't be explained. And so that part I'm cool with. And I hear the criticism about the free throws because, shit, man, I'm with you on that. That's fucking insane to break a record. I think he broke the record not only with the attempts, but the amount of makes that he had. Like, he had, 36 makes, which was more than the attempts had ever been at, which was crazy. And, yeah, the DC thing you talked about, Aaron, like, I get it, especially because I've been on this whole DC. I'm a root for them next year train. I got to rethink that bullshit. But I mean, that's hey, look, shit, I'm with you on that, bro. But I mean,
I just don't get that though. Like, what is he supposed to say? Never mind. Let me not shoot these free throws. Like what do you? I don't understand.
The free throw argument is stupid. That's dumb.
That's what I'm
He
saying.
ain't calling his own fouls.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what are we talking about?
I mean, yeah, that's just part of being a dominant player, right? Like, we praise players, SGA, Luka, all these players that can get to the line, and especially like Bron early on, like praise them for being aggressive, but then we criticize them when that aggression now leads to all these fucking free throw attempts. Like that's just part of it. So I don't know, man. I think for me though, like at the end of the day, I think this conversation shouldn't just be about the 83 itself, because you know that is what it is. But I don't know, a good narrative about the journey that it took for Bam to get here, because players evolve in this league. Like this whole league evolved. Like we were never talking about centers being what they are now. They were just screen setters and big men. Now we got them dropping 83, shooting threes, expanding the floor. So I don't know. Hopefully this leads to people look at him a little bit more differently going forward. Chris,
in a positive way. In a positive way.
Yes, in a positive way. Yes. Chris, anything on that?
Yeah, I mean, the stamina to score 83 points is impressive, right? Especially at a forward spot. Anything outside of a point guard, because they typically, have the most stamina, right? So that I'm impressed with. Kobe, we shouldn't even talk about Kobe, because Kobe set the standard for you to have the ideal and the rationale and the purpose to try to get to that number, right? Nobody's really trying to chase down that 100. So since Kobe had 81, that's awesome, because you're like, damn, I might be able to chase down 81. What is it going to take? It's going to take a collective of all of us working together for me to get that 81. So that means coach, that means the other team, everybody got to collectively push for this. Kobe's 81, game was close for the most part, damn near the whole game.
It was.
So they needed Kobe's 81 to win the game. This is a different scenario. So like it's both sides. That's how history works. History always has two sides, you know what I mean, to the tape, two sides to the coin. Yes, bam, you chase down the 81. That's incredibly impressive. You will be in the history books forever. 83 points. But also that's going to be in real time. In real time comes criticism. The criticism of how you got it. But you got to be able to take the good with the bad. Take the criticism. Know that history gonna have the record books. Your children, you and Asia, y'all gonna have some babies. Them kids gonna know Dad dropped 83. It is what it is.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm at as far as the perspective.
Yeah.
I'm with you on that. I will say real quick, just a quick caveat. The one thing we will never do on this channel is post some shit like this, Mr. Fidelli original, because the people on this panel, even the ladies, all the ladies, every lady we get from here on out is well-versed and well-knowledgeable in this space. So, I mean, you can take that comment, go and do a bunch of business, but that's not the shit that we need. That said, go and give your opinion on what happened last night.
I mean, everybody said pretty much what I'm thinking. I don't think you should ever be punished for every part of the game, every aspect. You'd probably have to shoot 100% on 43 shots to even get close to 80, but free throws are a part of the game. So I just never understood the argument off rip. As soon as the media started running with it in the morning, first take Stephen A. all upset at 43 free throws. I don't understand that. It's not like he was flopping. As Kyle said, I mean, the Wizards genuinely suck. No offense. And
they need to be demoted.
They were just fouling, so it's like, what do you want him to do? I just don't get it. I don't get the whole argument.
Chris, my question to you from an agent perspective real quick, and then I'll let you talk. A historic game like this, I mean, in terms of impact for what that could do for a player's career, in terms of like future market value or his brand perception, does that change anything? Does that help?
Yeah, tremendously. I mean, off the court. On the marketing side, if I was representing, I would take that shit and run with it. I would run with this in everything that has some type of numbers or value or counting or anything in that space, anything that's more than one, right? And that's a lot of different products. I would run with that. So it definitely helped him in that on the court and with teams, executive, and he's already on a max deal, but financially it's not going to help him in that regard. But on the marketing side, man, I got a zillion ideas right now that I would just run out there. I'm not going to give them to him for free, but I'm just telling you, they should go crazy with that. It's like, think of the dunk contest. Remember how impressive the dunk contest used to be and what came with winning the dunk contest? Like 10x that. That's how I would treat this. I mean, this is historic. You guys don't think it'll be broke in 10, 15, 20 years, whatever the case may be. You got to run with that.
Aaron, what's your opinion on this? Because you're a huge Kobe guy too. My man on TikTok, which you guys can't really see, is saying Kobe was in the game with 45 seconds on the clock left with the Lakers up 20, so I don't want to hear that. Washington triple team, bam. Kobe was being defended by Jose Calderon, single coverage all game.
What, you want my opinion on that Kobe 81-point game? It's fucking amazing, just like Bam's was. You're never gonna get me to say anything negative about this. I know there's one nigga that's happy about Bam breaking Kobe's 81-point record, Jalen Rose. All right, because now y'all niggas can't say shit about me. All right, there were 3 niggas guarding him, and he still got 83. All right, I was solo dolo on an island. All right, so it makes me look a lot better. All right. There's nothing you can say to Jalen Rose anymore. The 20-year joke, because it's been literally 20 years since Kobe dropped 81. Nobody can say nothing to Jalen Rose ever again. All right, thank you.
He still got the third most drop on the table,
aka Chocolate City. All right, you have taken off that running 20-year joke off Jalen Rose's head. All right, so shout out Bam.
Hey, Darian, I'm surprised you didn't bring up the what you posted today about the power couple, him and Asia, and how they both. I think that's actually like a good caveat when it comes to his career and their career. Like that's something that's tough to see too.
Yeah, I think that's the funniest part is that people are all over social media still talking about it. and like the dynamic between them two, and they're like, yeah, he's still not the best basketball player in his household. So
Yeah, true.
That's dope. That's pretty dope.
Two more things on this subject. Tell me
It's
what
a
you guys
great
think. I mean, because yeah, I mean, phenomenally. But something else I noticed, and one thing I always pay attention to when shit like this happens, especially when you're scoring, is how other players in the league or coaches react to what's been done, right? So we've seen Rockets coach Ime say his comments about it is what it is, and he's playing the Warriors. We saw Kristoff say what he said, and other players around the league see it a little differently, right? I think they think about like what actually happened, right? The free throw situation, the defensive matchup, the pace of the game. Are they right in sharing that sentiment? That it
I
wasn't
think
that
it's
great?
more of it's an emotional connection because people have such high respect for Kobe. So, and they know that Kobe, I mean, we, you know, speaking for Kobe, but, you know, a lot of people probably feel that Kobe would never do something of that nature just to break a record. He's not a stat guy. He's not one of those people. So I think people are taking it from that sentiment, just like thinking about like, what would Kobe have thought? Like, I don't know if it's true, but like Bam said something about Kobe afterwards when he broke it. I don't know, like apparently like on his press conference or something like that. But like, you know, I think, you know, I've heard people say Kobe like rolling over in his grave right now. Like I don't think it's the point. It's the fact of that his record was broken, because records are made to be broken, but it was how it was broken in that last stint of the game.
Okay. All right. Well, going along with this question right here. So thank you, Devo, whatever tech. You always in here. Thank you.
Rito.
Who?
Rito,
no,
2X.
The next one. The one this one. Yeah, this one.
My
Here.
bad.
Closing out this segment, and with this comment here with Bam being an Olympian, he has a playoff experience when he was with Jimmy. How will this performance change how the league views Bam moving forward, and does this make him more susceptible to be a Hall of Famer?
Hef, go ahead.
Yeah, sorry, it cut out a little. My Wi-Fi cut out. What'd you say?
Go ahead, D.
Yeah. How does this perform? Will this performance change how the league views Bam, and will he be a Hall of Famer?
Oh, damn. He has a lot to go to be even in the question to get into the Hall of Fame. He doesn't have a championship. Maybe I don't want to misspeak. How many All-Star appearances, if any? 1, 2,
Three.
Three.
2.5 because he got
how many of those with MVPs? How many score? Like, there's so many accolades you have to hit to even be considered into the Hall of Fame. But I mean, it should open a lot of eyes. It should definitely open a lot of eyes. He was a big part in winning the Olympics. Like, it wasn't like he was just a role player on the side. He did a lot for them. So I think this is the pivot, like Chris had mentioned, but for the Heat. Like, I think you focus on him instead. You make him the number one option. So I think a lot of teams would look different at Bam, but the Heat should definitely look different at Bam first. That's your guy. Find some pieces to put around him.
What's that? Anyone else?
I like that. No, I like that.
He better have 25 at least next game.
You know he's gonna have like 9. Like 9.
I wouldn't even play next game. I'm gonna sit out.
Right,
All
sit
right.
out. I'm tired.
I got
I
a
need
sore
to
wrist.
get my legs
I got a
back
sore
after carrying the load, because you know he about to get drug tested.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
That was the next
facts,
thing.
Drug tested.
facts.
I'm gonna sit out. Go ahead. Like, yeah, I need a little bit of time. I'm still feeling hot. Didn't want to do it to y'all today. You know what I'm saying? So I want to sit out this game. Nah, he's not playing this game. Come on now.
Right.
I wouldn't.
My last thing on this before we switch topics, Bam or Chris Bosh?
Come on.
I changed my thing. It's Chris Bosh.
Come, who said Bam?
I said it. I mentioned it. I ain't gonna lie. I'm an honest man. Cause I called Daria. I was coming from work. I called Daria. I was like, yo, I'm changing my answer because like I was thinking about it. But Chris Bosh is definitely.
Come on.
Ashley?
It's not even a question.
Chris Bosh.
Chris?
Oh, I'm going Bosh for sure.
And
All
Aaron?
day, every day. Yeah.
You said me,
Mm-hmm.
Chris Bosh. Not even a
All right,
question.
cool.
I ain't gonna lie, Aaron. You like to argue so much. I thought you about to
I
say
know.
that.
I swear he's a little Bam, man.
Just a little
Yeah,
bit.
Kyle always
Just,
wrong. You see the next one.
Man,
Dang.
you gotta have
All right,
conversation.
Chris
I
Bosh
think that's
was
what
the face
You
of a
definitely
franchise
watched the
at one point
pod
in
if you
time.
post- if you put that up there.
Mhm.
I ain't
Nah, Chris Bosh. That's what I said to
Yeah.
Toronto
Yeah.
Bosh.
Chris Bosh had to follow Vince Carter as a face of a franchise. Like, come on now. And he actually, like, literally, we thought he was going to carry that team to a possible championship at one moment in time.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
not even a question. Bam has always been the second best player on his team since he got to Miami. Sometimes even the third.
Thanks. All right, cool. Aaron, I got you for 4 more minutes, so I'm probably going to come to you before I come to Chris on this. Dylan Brooks went on a podcast and started calling out top players. Confidence, unnecessary attention, opinion.
He made an argument for certain players, right?
Mhm.
I'm not finna sit up here and rebuttal anything he said about how he felt about certain players being ahead of him on the top 50 list, because I feel like he does have a case for some of those players that were ranked above him. But I just want him to know that by doing so, you have put a target on your back, because when he comes back, if he comes back, I'm not sure what his timetable of return is from that wrist injury. Just know they are coming for you. All right, so you better be ready. I get it. That's what he does. He's Dylan the villain, instigator, shit talker. But the moment somebody busts your ass or you lose, don't be ducking questions in the post-game press conference like you normally do. No. Stand 10 toes the fuck down and answer. Do you feel like what you said in our podcast had anything to do with this performance tonight of why Luka dropped 50, 10, and 10 on your head? I need you to answer them questions. Don't be get your 10-minute shower and then hitting the road back to your mansion up in Scottsdale. No. We're not doing that. You're gonna sit here and answer these questions, big dog. We need to know.
Facts. Chris, in your experience with working with players and being in the league, does a reputation for talking publicly about other players help, hurt? Does it even matter in terms of career opportunities?
No, this is. I like this topic. Confidence is respected. Disrespect is remembered. Dylan Brooks, in my opinion, he understands modern sports media economics. He understands that attention is currency in today's NBA. You know what I mean? Like, so he don't mind, being confronted. He don't mind being under the gun. He loves that. And I think that's kudos to him that he got broad shoulders. There's pros and cons to it, it adds to his personality. It adds to his media relevance. It probably adds to fan engagement. I'm sure the Suns are like, yeah, that's our guy. Yeah, kind of what Aaron is saying, it may affect you a little bit with your reputation with players and, depending on how far you go down there, locker room, like, yo, is he going to call me out on, on a team, things of that nature, messing with the media like that. But overall, I love this. I thought it was fantastic because he was honest. He was, he was himself. He was transparent, right? He didn't know who they was going to hit him with. They was hitting him with dudes where he had to, right on the spot, come with his emotion. And he was honest. He gave respect to a lot of people. He recognized that several guys, you're having a great year though. But he shouldn't be above me. So he did that. He was honest. How many players would be willing to do that? Most guys hide behind a mask and give you what you want them to say and are not transparent, are not honest. So I think, like, to me, he's more of a dog by doing that. Like, damn, this a motherfucker. Like, this is the guy I do want in my locker room. I do want this guy on my team. Because you know what? When somebody coming through that's making $52 million on the squad and everybody's scared to say something to him, Dylan gonna be like, hey, motherfucker, why you keep showing up late? Hey, motherfucker, why you ain't knocked down that shot? Hey, motherfucker, why you missed that call? Like, yeah. I love this. That's championship basketball,
nice.
if you ask me.
Yeah, it is. Now, from a player perspective, Ashley and Hev, I want both of you on this one. Inside a locker room, in terms of having a teammate that's that outspoken and has that type of energy, you see it as a distraction, or you backing that up?
You want to take it first?
No, you got it.
I think every team needs that dog, that a-hole, someone who's not going to care. Every great team has had one, literally. You list all the championship, you can find someone who doesn't care what anybody says. I personally like Dillon Brooks. I've always liked him, especially with the NBA today. Little tiny softness. Everyone, I don't want to be like the cliche, everybody wants to be friends, but that's how everybody plays. And he just doesn't like people on the court. And I never had a problem with that. When you in between the lines, 94 feet, I don't know you, I don't like you. And he makes that very clear. And he's never strayed away from that. Very true to himself. So this is pretty on par. And for the season he's had, prior to the wrist injury, I mean,
cooking.
Why wouldn't I speak? Why wouldn't I speak? That's why I'm not mad at him. And I think it's good.
Oh yeah, hold on. Got you, bro. I got you, bro.
I think it's good. I think it's good for the locker room. Maybe because he's hurt right now and not playing, it could be a little distracting. But if he was on the court, this is great for the Phoenix Suns. Ain't nothing going on over there anyway.
Yeah, that last piece is really where I was gonna take it. Like, I think it definitely has the potential to be a distraction and everything. But I think that at this level, you expect a little bit more, like, I don't know, to have a tougher skin and just understand, like, let certain shit, like, may not be what you would have done, but respect that he made that decision to do that. But with that being the fact that he's not playing right now, like, that could have people just target his team because he can't be a point of emphasis right now. Like, what are they going to do? Like, wave at you on the bench? Like, I don't understand. Like, so right now, I don't know if it's going to be helpful or hurtful, but I do think that changes a little bit if he was currently on the court.
Yeah, that's a fact. OKC doesn't have an a-hole, is what a comment said. Who's a dog for OKC?
Lou Dort.
I'm gonna say
the
Lou.
torture chamber. He's an asshole. You seen him smacking Jokic in the face all the time? Like, come on now.
They got a whole viral video.
Elbowed him the other day. Like, again.
People not watching.
Yeah, they got a whole viral video of him being like a dirty player or something.
I'm gonna say he's trying to break knees and stuff. Like
they got a few a-holes on OKC.
Yeah.
There we go.
Lou Dort probably the one that sticks out because he's the one that is the narrative is being created around him that he's trying to hurt people.
Ain't no narrative. That's a real thing.
It looks bad now. It looks bad, but he does apologize afterwards. I'll give him that. He apologized. I'm sorry for breaking your leg, dog. I'm sorry.
I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry.
I love it. All right, so Dillon Brooks obviously isn't the only one speaking his mind this year. Draymond's done it for years and has essentially done it in a whole new light in the recent week because he's calling out fans. Recently told fans that they were stone cold losers before he got there. So starting with you, Kyle, is that defending a dynasty or kind of alienating yourself from the fan base that you actually helped build?
I mean, I'm one of the people. I'm not a Warriors fan, but I'm one of the people that was saying, like, what he was saying, like, it's time for Draymond to get out of there. Like, but what he's saying is correct. They had good players on the Warriors, but once he got there, he was that missing piece that the Warriors needed. Like, without them, I don't think. Obviously, it was a team dynasty, but without him, I don't think they're winning as much as they did. So, like, he's not saying anything but facts. And if people are going to get upset about that, it's because, again, they don't watch basketball. They don't understand what's going on. He even said it in a previous interview when people was like, "Yo, like, my kid reminds me of you." He was like, "They suck." Like, he's a good player in a system, and he did what he needed to do. Brought those chips to the team, and he's just talking this shit. He's reminding everybody, like, what I did for this franchise. Like, I want to stay here. I want to retire here. But at the end of the day, like, it's not up to y'all if I'm leaving or not. So.
Yeah. He's not diminishing. He's just pointing out the fact they didn't win.
Well, for you, Chris, you actually just supported. I know this dynamic's a little different, but you just supported players calling out their teammates and Rudy Gobert calling out Ant and Homeboy for not passing, right? Your homeboys, you're supposed to be able to challenge each other. When you look at this, is it risky for a player to have comments like this, call out the fan base that supports the team financially.
So, first thing, Dre, Spartan Dog, my guy, love him. All right. They weren't just losers. He forgot about the We Believe team that knocked off the Mavericks, #1 seed in the West with Steven Jackson, Jason Richardson, Baron Davis, and others. All right. 2, this team was building. Mark Jackson was the coach. They were already shifting and making changes, and Draymond started playing because David Lee got hurt. Now, would they won? Is Draymond a major factor in all of the? Yes, but the Golden State Warriors had made changes. You know, they was the center name. They made a traded one of my guys, Adebayo, picked up the big center from Milwaukee Bucks, so that they could kind of have that defensive and big presence. So they made a lot of things to make this team structured as a championship team. And with Mark Jackson instilled in them, they were already coming. Like, it was coming. That being said, I don't like this at all. I'm now, dynasties, they built with fans. You can't be not in spite of them. You can't be, I'm not with killing the fans. Now, Draymond is the culture architect, if you will, for Golden State. And I love that. I love everything he's brought to the table. But criticizing fans publicly is incredibly risky. And it puts you, like Aaron talked about the bullseye on your back just a moment ago. This puts you in a situation where brand partnerships, community perception, post-career legacy, like, you're risking all of those things with statements like this, because if they don't like you, if they ain't rocking with you, they ain't still.
That's my dog.
You still killing your
That's
camera.
my dog.
God, they be
Who that
over
is?
here.
That's my dog.
Yeah. But, I don't like this. And I feel like players shouldn't let the frustration come in, because we just seen that with Giannis as well. Don't let frustration come in so much where you have outbursts like that against the fans. The fans are going to criticize. The media is going to criticize. That's what they're going to do. Everybody ain't going to like you and love you. It's expected. It's part of, you have a tough job. You get paid a lot of money to do a tough job that comes with a shit ton of criticism. It is part of the task. So I don't like it. And hopefully he's not one to make apologies, but hopefully he kind of doesn't let this narrative continue to grow, is how I would say.
Well said. I want nothing else to lose.
Yeah. And I think when he was calling the team losers, they didn't win a championship. The We Believe Warriors were great, but they didn't win a championship. That's why I think that's what he meant by losers, not like losing records.
I'm not here to interpret. That's not what he said.
Well, but you can see he has 4 rings, so that's probably, he's speaking in championship terms, not in record terms.
It's crazy you're coming to his defense.
I don't dislike Draymond. I don't dislike Draymond.
You don't like Draymond. You don't like Bron.
Okay.
Like any nigga that wear 23. Let's just say that. Sorry.
I want to throw this up for anyone that wants to grab it. When we look at Draymond's career, will he ultimately be remembered more for the impact on winning and defense in the 4 rings in this dynasty, or for the controversies and antics that followed him throughout that career? Because narratives, they carry a lot of weight.
He's going to be remembered for championships, defense, Warriors dynasty, and choking out Euros. And with that last comment, I'm going to exit stage left like Dylan Brooks, y'all.
Okay.
No, I feel like he's going to be... I just feel like the narrative around his name is more so going to be about the controversies and just how he is just the wild card. Because... I mean, I don't know. Like, obviously, you can't really speak on him too much without the other stuff, without the success, without the championships and everything. And obviously, I mean, he's needed there for those championships. But like, when you just talk about Draymond in a couple years after his retirement, it's gonna be like, that motherfucker was crazy. He would do some. He did some shit. Like, I think that's going to be the thing in the forefront of people's minds when you hear that name.
I like that. Because I don't know if you'll appreciate this or not, but when I was thinking about this just now, one of the things that came to mind was, like, I'm not gonna say it's as extreme as said person, but I think he's gonna be more remembered along the lines of like a Dennis Rodman, right? A chaotic personality, but was essential to those championships, or more like a Rasheed Wallace too, right? A brilliant player. Reputation is what it is, and sometimes overshadowed by fucking these antics, texts, suspensions, comments. Thoughts on that?
Think of Meta World Peace type vibe.
Shit. Yes. Yeah.
Can't talk about a championship without him in LA, but you got the brawl, you got everything. I don't know. I just hate it. I hate it for Draymond. I'm a big Draymond fan. Big Draymond fan.
Did not know. All right.
Love his game. He's not in my top 8, but like in the current NBA, love his game. Love what he does for the Warriors. But like everyone is saying, how do you talk about him and not talk about the things he does? And especially in a world full of clips, highlights, nobody's digging, watching the games. You just have everything out there, all the wrong he's done. So, because you can't watch there's no highlight for 40 minutes of all the right he's doing. So, I hate that.
Got a Draymond fan. I've never heard that before, but I love it.
No, I was thinking the same thing.
Who's your favorite player? Draymond Green. Like you just picked that out of the thin air?
No. You're not my favorite player. I just really like his game.
What do you like about it?
The grit, the hustle. He does the things that nobody else is willing to do. Like we're talking about, Meta World Peace, Dennis Rodman, the things nobody wants to go out there and do. That's what he'll do. On and off the court, quite literally. So that's what I like about him.
Okay, cool.
All right, you on fire tonight. Yeah, getting all the sound effects.
Chris, you want to do a mid roll for me?
Yeah,
after you do your comment,
I would say this is how you can say with Draymond. This would be your, because everything is short and catchy and all of that. So if there was a little quote, it would be like, Draymond didn't just play in the dynasty with the Warriors. He helped define it, right? The style of play, being a forward, he was that point forward for them. Steph got to play off the ball, got to be able to run off 1,000 screens, catch and shoot and score. Defensively, he held the fort down defensively, guarded bigger guys, brought the toughness when he had all the, light skins we get picked on. You got all these light skins, right? But then he was the one to like, nah, motherfucker, we ain't, what y'all thought this was? We ain't soft. What y'all want to do, right? Text like crazy. Let me bust that ass. He do whatever it takes, right? Like, no, we some dogs out here. And then he clowning everybody, right? Steph dropping a 3, Clay dropping a 3. He just bust your ass, right? He intimidating, he antagonizing, he doing all that. He defines their dynasty. Draymond, like Steph is the player in the Splash Brothers, and you got all those narratives. But Draymond defines it. So I love that. But mid-roll real quick. Shout out to everybody in the chat right now. I appreciate and see you guys going back and forth on this topic and the one earlier. Please keep those comments coming. We're definitely watching and we appreciate it.
I love it.
I love it. Set up.
You about to what? About to get set up?
Get set up. I see the topic.
We both will. I think we can handle this pretty well. I guess I'll take the lead and pass it to you. But obviously talking about Draymond's legacy, we can't talk about the Warriors dynasty without talking about, a guy that not only he battled, but everyone battled for fucking 10 plus years in the playoffs in LeBron James. And right now the conversation around Bron is a little different than we were used to, right? So people are starting to ask whether or not the Lakers actually play better when he's on the floor. I want to throw this to you, because I know we share sentiments on the same thing, but I mean, the numbers suggest actually that the Lakers do play better when Bron isn't on the floor. So if you're the Lakers and you look more fluid when he's not on the floor, does that mean it's time for Bro to change his role?
I brought this up in a hypothetical manner months ago. And I was like, it's just something we have to consider. When the Lakers started the season without him and they were doing pretty well. And I said, when he comes back, it can cause a little commotion. It can cause da-da-da. I think that's going to happen regardless when you bring in a significant piece of the team after months or weeks or whatever of not playing with him. Now we're seeing that come into fruition, right? And I am just a huge person on like, taking the politics out of basketball. And I already know Chris is gonna be like, you can't take Bron out the lineup. He's got
$50
to
million
but,
$2 million on the bench.
but exactly. But like I think that has to be a reality of the game, and especially with somebody with a legacy like LeBron James, it's going to be difficult to have those conversations. It's going to be difficult to even have that. It's hard to even think like that. Just from anybody, from a fan's perspective, from a coach's perspective, from a teammate's perspective, like it's gonna be like, what the hell are we even talking about? But it needs to be a conversation if you want to be a winner, if you want to do something, if you want to go deep into the season, go deep into the playoffs, if that's your best opportunity, then you have to throw politics out the window. And people really don't like to hear that. Me personally, I'm not necessarily saying like, yeah, take him out the line, whatever. But I am a big person on what's working. We see it, and you need to make adjustments in real time and take feelings out of it. And I think that if LeBron is the player, the person that he like it has been so adamant that he is, then he would want to do what's best for the team. And if that's him coming off the bench, then I think that that's what that we would expect from him in terms of like just who he presents himself to be. Not to say the competitiveness or whatever isn't going to take over. Maybe he's going to be like, okay, this is my sign to, I need to do something different. I need to change my workout regimen, whatever the case may be. But I don't know.
Look, I'm with you on this. I think I was the only one in that room. Maybe Kyle, you might show some promise and some true faith, but I think I was the only one with you on this. I mean, it's not how you look at LeBron himself, right? But yes, he's the greatest, one of the top 2 greatest player ever, top 3 in some people's eyes, that's ever played. And I think the hardest thing to do is recognize when that role has to be evolved, especially this late in the career, right? But it's never a knock on someone's greatness, like Carmelo probably should have done. There's players that we see that will always look back in retrospect and say they should have taken a role, blah, 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 right? That's just the reality of having a legendary career that goes that deep. Like no one's ever played 8 years in the league, right? So it's like, bro. But what's interesting, I think, right now with the Lakers specifically, because Ashley, we talked about this, like in terms of what they look like when he's not on the floor, you see guys step into bigger roles. And DeAndre Ayton was looking like a good player until Bron came back. And now it's like, bro, you got me trying to play like Clint Capella, and they got all that drama. So the team energy shifts a little bit, which we haven't really seen, I think, this drastically in terms of Bron and the team he's on. So I think, that ego has to change a little bit and set that aside for the good of the team. And JJ has to do a good job too, probably setting some standards or backing that up if he's going to try to enforce that. I guess the whole organization would have to do that. But if Bron, in my opinion, were to embrace, a slightly reduced role, but still leading, still doing his thing, maybe still closing out games too, unless it gets to be a thing where it doesn't make sense anymore, but not taking on, a larger piece of that workload, I think it might actually extend the impact of what he brings to the Lakers, like a different phase, different growth plate for LeBron James, which I don't think anyone would have said. Might help them fucking function better and compete for a ring. And that's, like you said, that's what's ultimately the goal, right? You don't play just to play. You play to win, and obviously money too for a lot of niggas, but you play to win. So I don't know, bro. Chris, Kyle, thoughts,
Kyle.
sentiments.
Go with Kyle.
I know it's gonna be Kyle.
I think LeBron and the team should have a conversation and figure out what's best for them.
Ooh, why? Please elaborate. Talk to me like I'm dumb.
That's it. Hey, look.
What's the conversation about?
I'm not in the locker room. Maybe they should figure it out. LeBron's a great player. That's all I got.
Political ass answer.
Right,
LeBron's a great player. I think he deserves to be on the court. Nah, I mean, without giving any Bron hate, I do think they just need to figure out who the leader of the team is going to be. They just got to figure out who the leader of the team is going to be. So, like Ashley said, they need to figure out like that rotation when Luka's going to be in the court, when Reeves is going to be in the court, like what's the best rotation for them. And then depending on how the flow of the game is going, they need to have like a closer. I don't see how Bron can't be on the court when he's a closer, but I mean, I think it's just too much talent on one team because Bron he's not washed. He's still Bron. He's still doing well, still has enough gas in the tank. So there's just too much talent on one team. You got Reeves, you got Luka, you got Ayton when he wants to play well, and then Rui wants to play like. There's just too many. There's not enough basketball to pass it for everybody.
You think there's too much talent on the floor? You think this is because I guess you're alluding to this. This is the most talented roster LeBron's played on.
I think like that's playing like currently. No, it's not the most talented roster, but like I think everybody in other teams had definitive roles, even though he was playing with like a Bosh and Dwayne Wade. Like they knew it was LeBron's team. Now like he's playing with Luka, and it's an argument. All right, you're LeBron, but I'm Luka, and then Reeves is coming out of nowhere having an all-star season, and it's like, all right, well you're still proving yourself. I'm Bron, like you got to keep me. So like, you know what I'm saying? There's too many egos going back and forth. That's how I feel it. Like, but everybody is playing well. Well, the top three is playing really well at the same time, and then it's crazy to say Bron's supposed to take the back seat. Like it just doesn't make sense. His whole career he's been driving the bus. Now he's supposed to sit in the back. It just doesn't. It's an ego thing. I don't think you can. It's hard to get over. Have that humility.
Chris, I know you got something for me.
Man, I could have a lot. I just don't want to take all the damn time. But shit, I mean, y'all know my sentiments on when you got three elite players struggling. That's structure. It's not about the talent. That's about the structure. You got to stagger the minutes, adjust the offensive pace, shift leadership responsibilities. There's a lot of things that you can do in that scenario. So that's on coaching. But on the coaching, listen, JJ can do what you guys want him to do. He literally can make a decision, make an executive decision. But then JJ got to have enough balls to stand on that executive decision. So are you prepared to stand on what's going to come with that? The heat, fans. You might say, oh, but shit, we're going to win more. Okay, cool. LeBron possibly, I don't know if with LeBron, but possibly may fire back. He may bring some heat on you. If you believe in it and you trust it and you like, yo, I'm pure, I'm a coach, I believe in it, I'm standing on it, stand on it. Make the adjustment. Try to bring LeBron off the bench and see what happens. You can do that. He can make the attempt to do that. You just got to deal with everything that comes with it. I think he should stagger. I think you start them all and then you start staggering that shit. You know what I mean? You just play, you play with the minutes and they all can play major minutes. You just got to kind of figure it out. You got 1,000 assistants over there. Come on, man. You got AI. You got everything in the world that you need that you can use. Talk to AI and figure out, okay, in what scenarios, what minutes, what lineups work the best where I can make sure Bron gets whatever that number is, 30 minutes. What's the most successful rate that we have? You use statistics and everything else, numbers to determine what shots you take. Use the same numbers, right? The same, quantification, if you will, to determine what lineups work best when LeBron is the game. Figure it out. But LeBron making a decision, bro, need to do, like, he's earned the right to do whatever what he wants to do. As long as he on the roster and still a part of that team, that's what comes with LeBron. There's a lot of great shit that come with LeBron being on the team. Sold out arenas, ticket sales, sponsorships. There's a whole lot that comes with Little Bronny being on that team. Little Bronny's jersey sold out. Little Bronny.
I fucking hate this comment. God,
period.
No, I mean, yeah, yes. No, what?
Raw Deeg.
Yeah. No. We had this whole discussion. You came down heavy on my man JJ. The problem for me, like I love JJ as a coach, and I love him as a player. I love him as an analyst. He has intelligence, right? And I think what we have to be careful about when we're so quick to judge JJ as a coach is like, yes, technically he's in that second season with the Lakers, but in coaching terms, that's still incredibly early, especially for a coach that never had professional experience, right? And most coaches don't fully establish their system or even identity for them damn selves until a few years in, sometimes maybe 5 years in, right? So I have a lot of leniency in that regard. But what I do like about JJ is that, I mean, this season and a little bit of last season, he's shown that he's willing to experiment with shit like that. You've seen different lineups. Like that whole first part of the season when Brown was out, you went through like 5-6 different lineups in that first 5-6 games. And I love that aspect of it. Like there's moments where the team plays faster and they move the ball more. And to me, it just comes down to LBJ, right? Like, I don't think, as a comment was mentioning, let Bron dictate, blah, blah, blah. Nah, man, I don't think you should do that. I don't think he has to dominate the game like that still. when you should buy into, as Aaron always says, the exciting whites, right? Your JJs, your ARs, and let fucking JJ do his thing. Like coaching in the NBA isn't just about X's and O's, right? And he has, to his credit, the fact that he played and had a well-rounded career.
Yeah.
Thank you, right? So you're managing personalities, you're managing roles, fucking managing expectations. Now you're managing divas too. I know Luka got that shit going on with his ex-wife. Like I'm sure that's a shit show behind closed doors, right? So I mean, like, I don't know. I will not until JJ's like, I just can't do this, or they legitimately have to fire him because it's like solely on him. I ain't going to discredit this man. Fuck that.
I mean, it seems like Bron's bigger than the team. Bron's bigger than the Lakers.
I mean,
so
it's LeBron James. So
I'm gonna say it's hard because of his accolades, but Bron's bigger than the Lakers. So back to what Chris is saying, you can't put him on the bench because then it's going to be too much. You're going to be going against what a lot of the fans say. It's going to be scrutinized for that. It's going to be JJ's fault. Then he's going to be.
Shit, Rod Dig. Right, bro. Like, what we doing? Yeah. The Bron thing is, I mean, figure it out. Sorry, Ash. Go ahead.
No. I was just gonna say, I think that this season kind of is the first page of a new chapter in LeBron's career. And I think that we really have to ask ourselves if LeBron in this new chapter of his career and everything, like, is he going to be able to still be successful, efficient, and just LeBron still without having to be the head of the helm? Because I don't think that that's going to that's even possible for that to be, your whole career. I mean, we've seen it before, so I won't necessarily say that, but I mean, it's just looking like with who he's surrounded by, and he's surrounded with talent that, like, is he going to allow himself to take a back seat? Or I don't even know if I want to say take a back seat, but to just step back a little bit.
Bron ain't the problem. I love you, Ashley, and I love that take. I feel you on that. Bron ain't the problem. Like, be grateful you got Bron. You got a guy that is good, that guy that brings fans to the game, that bring a whole shit. The owner don't give a shit about all that. The owner of the team, yo, Bron, help us reach my ultimate goal. My team is worth more with Bron than without Bron. Period.
How is that a fair take, though? How is it a fair take to say that Bron's not the problem, but that's who we're talking about in these conversations? Like, not to say that there's not anything to say about Luka or AR, but that's who we're talking about in terms of there's some type of missing piece. That's what we're talking about. So if that's the only and that's what I hear in these conversations, that's what I see in these conversations. So how are we going to say that he's not the problem, that it's the coach's problem when you look at the other pieces, the most difficult thing that seems to not be fitting?
I love that. Fight back. That's right, Ash. That's what I like. You know what I mean? Put up your dukes. Fight back. Let it be known. Great take. I just think that this is a business. You know what I mean? We're in a business. And thank you. Yes, Unc is the genius. Thank you.
No.
Yeah, Unc is. Like, you guys, this is I'm cool. We can debate and we can do all that bullshit all you want. That's cool. But the bottom line, LeBron
is crazy.
That boy ain't trash, but he's recyclable.
Brown on the squad. You had a trade deadline come up. You didn't use it, right? That lets you know. We ain't fucking with moving Brown. JJ, you better figure this shit out. Trade deadline come up. He's on an expiring contract. In the NBA, the easiest thing to trade is an expiring contract. The easiest thing. You move that.
Oh,
Didn't
don't
get traded.
He got a no trade clause?
That was their chance. Didn't make a move.
I don't think he does. Bron doesn't have a no trade, right?
I thought there was two people.
It was Brad and
Bradley Beal.
Somebody else that was on a 1 year.
Yeah, most of the no trade clauses all expired. I think the last one that had one, I'm not sure, but he did sign a new deal maybe 2 years ago. So
I don't get it from a number standpoint, Chris, how how you don't see that. If a team, especially as a coach, if a team plays
the
better
chat is going crazy.
without said player, then how can you not come down to the determining factor that, hey, maybe he's the reason why we're not playing well?
Okay, LeBron is the reason, right? Let's go with that. We better without LeBron. Okay, what you gonna do about it? You know what I'm saying? What you gonna do? All right, motherfucker. What you gonna do about it? If I walk up to you and I take your cookie, give me your cookie, motherfucker. And you don't do nothing about it. Now what? What you gonna do? You ain't gonna do shit about it.
That's what you are. You're a straight sucker.
What you gonna do? Like, you beg LeBron to come be a part of this franchise. He had, however you want to call it, bubble ring or whatever. Y'all know I don't really mess with the bubble. Got your championship. Incredible asset. This is a business. I know y'all want it to be just basketball, pure basketball. You got to win. But we've talked about this several times. There's about 4 to 6 max teams from year to year actually trying to win a championship. Now, maybe the Lakers are in that category, but trying to sit Bron and the turmoil that will come with that, do you have enough testosterone to handle that?
Testosterone.
If you do, JJ, go for it.
They have sit Bron or sit Bron. Oh, reduce minutes with Bron or stay as is.
Reduce minutes.
Well,
no, not reduce minutes. Not reduce minutes. Just.
Oh, this is tough. It's Bron. It's Bron. I'm on the same page with Chris. This is so much further, so much deeper than just a player sitting out trying to determine if they should play. You can't justify paying somebody $100 million, asking them to come off the bench. That's not a thing in the NBA. You don't pay somebody $100 million to come off the bench. You don't pay LeBron any amount of dollar to come off the bench because it's LeBron. People are there to see LeBron and now Luka, maybe in the next few years, AR. I don't know. I look at it like, what was that? What year was that when Kyrie was on the Celtics? And they were clearly better without him. Like, so far better without him. But you could, when he was healthy, you couldn't not play him. That's what people were there to see. And it's not like, all right, the Lakers are delusional. They're not winning a championship. They're not a championship team. They're not built to win a championship. So I just feel it doesn't do more harm having him on the court with the same minutes. You're not winning anything with or without him. They sit him, they're not winning anything. So I think you wait out his contract, you play him just how it is, and you move forward, and then you try to do something different.
I don't want to.
Yeah, I think that it's not necessarily fair to say that because the conversation and the narrative around the Lakers was so much different at the start of the year. Like, there was a lot of hope, there was a lot of promise, and people were excited. People were excited about the team, the organization, and everything. And then they were excited about Bron coming back because they're like, oh, this is going to be like even leveled up, and that all of that is fair. And then the narrative drastically changes, not just around the team and their capabilities when they brought that piece in. Like, I'm not going to sit here and say that it has nothing to do with coaching. Like, yes, as a coach, you have to figure it out and you have to see what you can do about it. But at the same time, the system and everything that's established at this point in the season. So it's not changing the system in the middle of the year. That's not feasible. That's not even possible. But you have to move pieces around and figure it out. And whatever this case, whatever, this, that, and the third. And if it's not LeBron, then you have to try it with somebody else. But what D has been saying, the numbers are going to point you to, the numbers aren't going to lie. And this is what I struggle with in the NBA is that 100%. It doesn't make sense to have your most expensive investment be coming off the bench. But what are you making these investments for? To win. That's why you are investing this much money. So, okay, there are such things as a bad investment. And not to say LeBron is a bad investment, but that investment is not, you're not getting no ROI right now. It's just not happening. So if there is a way to move pieces around so that that investment can be utilized better. It's not what we thought, it's not what we hoped for, but there may be a way to still make something out of it. And to sit here and be like, yeah, just write it out. That's the same mindset as tanking. Like, yeah, okay, I might not be able to figure it out. Let me not try nothing. Let me just go for it. Let me just like continue to miss out on this opportunity and having all of these pieces here just because I'm not willing to try different shit. I'm not with that personally. But okay, if you want to spend that much money just to keep them out there, just to make you feel better about your wallet, okay.
Bam.
Where am I doing it, man? My bad. Hold on. I got you. I love it. I think my only last thing on this that I want to pose to you guys, again, Chris, you coach, but we've all been around that coaching element, so I feel like we can understand it. But as a coach, how do you end up living with that decision, especially when this is your career? If the season ends short of what you thought it could have been or what you strongly feel it should have been expectation wise, if you could have just done, if you could have just sat LeBron, right? Or just anybody, sat your best player, right? But you succumb to that level of narrative sitting around said player. How do you deal with that?
There's pressure in this thing, man. This is the NBA. This is the highest level. You got a job like the Lakers. You take a job like the Knicks. A couple of things come with it. Enormous exposure, huge paycheck, shit ton of pressure. Mm-hmm. In this scenario with JJ, like, this is what comes with the job. Hey, my nigga, look, yo, we got this job for you. Yo, we got the biggest franchise that exists, one or two, wherever you see them in the Knicks. And we're going to pay you a shit ton of money. We got Bron. We're going to get some other guys, but we need you to win. You're taking the job. What? I got Bron, motherfucker that won championships, that know how to, be in the locker room, leader. I got all of that. He almost like a coach himself, basically. You going to make some moves, some trades, give me some other assets? You going to pay me a shit ton of money? I'm living in LA? Man, run that. What are we talking about, bro? Y'all got all of this shit for JJ. Well, he did pretty good second year. Well, he just started. Bro, you took the job. This is what comes with the job. You're going to have one of the greatest assets that's ever existed in sports. With you in LA, we're going to move some pieces to get you other great players. Oh, shit. What about we get you Luka? We got you Luka now. What's up? Can you continue to develop some of these other dudes? Yes. Can you win with them? Hell yeah. I'm sure JJ said. What are we talking about? Oh, man, shit. Oh, we ain't getting no result. ROI on our return. Motherfucker, he got to come up. Bro, this was the deal. This is what you signed up for. You took the job. Get it done or not. Period. This is sports. Ain't no, next year, let's see what. That ain't how it works, big dog. This the NBA. This ain't college. This ain't high school. The coach is not the guy. This is a players ran league. Figure it out or not. Management, they can come off LeBron, but that call is an upstairs call. You better talk to that owner first and make sure he good with us coming off LeBron. Because regardless of what you say, the fans, that's the Lakers, you know what they said? They said, God damn, shit, I thought shit, man, Luka, we just traded for Luka. Fucking AR's playing his ass off, and we got the king. Why the fuck can't we win? That's what your fans are saying at the game. That's what they saying. There it is. I'm sorry to be right, but
I don't like the way I have. Keep shaking my head at you. I'm with you. I feel you, dog. We don't group up. So obviously talking about LeBron's role with the Lakers right now is what it is. But whenever we bring up LeBron, whenever he's part of the conversation, the bigger discussion that always comes back to is where he ranks all time. Kenny Smith said he believes Michael Jordan actually, in terms of being a complete player, was a more complete player than LeBron James. Ev, is he right or fair in saying that? I got you muted.
There we go. I'm part of the younger crowd for basketball. Just want to get that.
You might need to hit her again, D.
Out the way now.
I never heard the question.
People are just delusional. When are we going to admit some people are just delusional? That's insane. That's absurd. That's an absurd statement to say that Michael Jordan's game was more complete than LeBron. What? Sometimes the older generation just can't let things go. And I don't blame them. I don't blame anybody. I just think the footage is there. Michael Jordan was not passing the rock, wasn't rebounding as well as LeBron. It's just that simple. When you look at every aspect, wasn't playing defense like LeBron. Like, stop it. Stop it.
I don't know about the defense part, but I feel you on the rest.
What do you mean? What do you mean by that?
No. I agree with you. I was just saying defense. I was just saying the defense part. Like, I think if you're going to say all around player, you're not talking about Jordan. Like, you're talking about LeBron. Yeah. If you say all around player, you're not talking about Jordan. Like, most complete player, you're not talking about Michael. You're talking about LeBron because he's the leading scorer of all time, but people don't see him as a scorer. He's a passer. He's an IQ guy. He's all these other things. So, like, you can't say complete player unless you talk about like LeBron or Magic or those type of players. You're not gonna put Michael Jordan.
That's why I said delusional. Like, why was that even a sentiment said? Like, why? I don't understand. How do you even open your mouth to say Michael Jordan? No disrespect, none, obviously, none in comparison to LeBron James with most completeness. If you can't
Chris,
tell where I'm going, who's my? If you can't tell.
Yeah, we could tell. Clearly, this guy can too. And of course, she's intellectual. Chris, you evaluate talent for a living, so obviously we're going to bring you in here on this one. When we talk about the most complete player ever, we're talking about MJ or LeBron?
Man, I hate this topic, but I think recently, Reggie Miller was talking about this GOAT debate, and I know where Kenny's at, and Kenny's not necessarily wrong because Kenny is focusing on defense, and to my knowledge, Jordan has more defensive first teams. I don't know. Does LeBron have any? I don't know that. So I wouldn't look at LeBron on the defensive side as being like he has great plays. He's came down and had these Hall of Fame incredible blocks and sending shit in the stands and stuff like that. But from a defensive standpoint, LeBron has never been perceived a defender. Shit, they got a whole highlight tape, to be the clown in him of not playing defense, on YouTube or whatever. But that being said, I think Reggie said it the best way, and you can even cut to that clip later at some point. But he was like, LeBron has had the greatest career, but LeBron is the best player. And that's essentially how I see it. I see Michael Jordan as the best player that my eyeballs ever seen, even though Magic Johnson is my favorite player by far. But Jordan is the best player. I think LeBron has had the greatest career in sports history, period. And so it's not this debate is weird, and it's cool. I'm not the best person for this debate because I ain't gonna give you enough fireworks. But I get it. Everybody want to debate it. Go back and forth, go back. We'll go back and forth forever. And it's all gonna be opinion based, and I'm cool with that. But to me, best career, LeBron. Best player, Mike.
I think we should probably just, start and finish with what the fuck is a complete player? What do we define that as truly?
Filling the stat sheet, playing both sides of the court.
See, the narrative gets in, and I'm gonna stop talking. I'm gonna let everybody else cook. But the narrative comes in the fact that LeBron he breaks down all these records. He can do a lot of things. He can pass the ball. He can do all these things. But what's not included in that narrative, what LeBron also did is he changed the game from a player ownership perspective. He's the player that came into the game and decided, y'all got to move some of this shit around if y'all want me. Hey, I need some shooters. I need some this. I need some that. Mike didn't have that ability. They actually pushed Mike out. Mike was like, I don't want to go young. And we going young. We're going to make some changes. And Mike just quit. He left. He retired. So LeBron, that player ownership, he brought that to the table. So because of that, LeBron being a small forward shooting guard, whatever you want to call him, shifted the narrative. I want the ball in my hands. I want to be the one to determine who gets what. So he's dominated the ball. So he changed the game from the standpoint of being the small forward. I still want a point guard. He didn't do Magic. Magic, like, I'm going to play the point guard job. That's going to be my spot. Brian, like, I'm still playing small forward. Still get a two guard and a point guard, but I'm just going to have the ball in my hands. So I'm going to change the narrative that way. So because of that, the ball dominant usage, naturally his statistics are going to increase, are going to be a little bit fill in the blank with whatever word you want to use. Mm-hmm. So because of that, he topping assists, topping this, he topping that, he's topping everything because he holds on to the ball. RJ and those guys talked about how difficult it is to play with LeBron. All that pressure, he got it, drive, then he swing it to you. You got a split second to shoot. You don't have time to go create for yourself. Mm-hmm. He passed it to you. He wants shooters around him in his prime, a little bit different today. So the narratives and the style and the way the teams are structured, very different. That being said, my take on a complete player is offense and defense. Bron changed it. That's why he's the GOAT in so many areas, because he changed the narrative with the, I want the team structured around me.
I feel you. I think though, from like a truly complete player perspective, I think as someone, you got offense and defense, yes, but then you have playmaking, you have leadership, you have the ability to adapt to what the team needs any given night, right? If you're complete, you can do that any given night, 82 games in a season in the playoffs, right? So for me, I think that's where this conversation between MJ and Bron gets interesting, because I think they both define complete, but I think they do it in two different ways, right? Like Jordan was complete in terms of like scoring dominance, perimeter defense. He was lead at that. And then his competitive mentality, like everyone knows that's who MJ is, right? Standard, and then Kobe, carried that on in terms of his legacy. But I think LeBron's completeness comes from, and we've always said this, that versatility, right? He has the size, he has the playmaking, he has the IQ, he has the ability to affect every fucking statistical category there is in the NBA on the floor every night. So I think my perspective is, being a complete player isn't about just, obviously doing one thing better than everyone else. It's about being able to do everything the game requires at the highest level. And so in that regard, I think they both do, but I got to give it to Bron.
Their statistics are very close in every category for the most part. So, I mean, it's like giving the edge that far to LeBron because we see him long-term stat stuff a little bit better. MJ made passes. MJ, when he won his championships, what are the things, if you go back and watch old films for those who never saw him, Phil always talked to MJ about trust your teammates. The reason we know Steve Kerr is because MJ made the pass to Kerr, knocked down the three, win the finals. I mean, it's the same. He had multiple dudes like that, Hodges and others. Pippen, he basically babysat Pippen. Pippen is complaining about whatever he see history, but Pip, you came into the league and he wrapped you around his shoulders and turned you, helped guide you and lead you into a well-rounded player. So I know it's like, because Mike was so great at scoring, you can't put Mike in this, he was just a scorer. He wasn't just a scorer. He was a leader. He was a winner. He was a champion. He challenged guys. He got on guys' nerves. The whole take that he did, the whole documentary, they was all pissed off about how they looked at it because it showed him cussing them out, challenging them, going after them, things of that nature. So he did all of those things.
You guys are fucking hilarious. Speaking of Roy's and powder and a wild night, NBA just canceled Magic City Monday. Chris, I want you to take this because I know you were so excited about this shit. Thoughts on this? What's up with it?
Dude, Magic City is a part of Atlanta sports culture, period. I mean, it is. Everybody that comes to Atlanta, every one of those players, even the ones that sent the fucking letters and, we shouldn't do that. Guess what their ass is at when they come to Atlanta? Fucking Magic City. We need to call Magic City and revoke their card. They can no longer, they're banned. They can have no access ever to come to Magic City. This is ludicrous. We want to put it on the kids. It's a shift. All the kids, the motherfucking kids are asleep. It's a Monday night. The game is played at 7:30 p.m. The kids are at home and sleep. I have a 6-year-old and a 9-year-old. They are asleep. We're not going to games middle of the week, Monday night, 7 o'clock. They ain't got to drive back home. So that's bullshit. Ain't no kids gonna be there for the most part. Kids you can't even afford to take kids to the game nowadays on the average. So it's not about the kids. It's bullshit. Some goody two shit I don't agree with. We have a shit ton of narratives and things that go on in sports that are not necessarily wholesome. Since we made this narrative about treating women, and I definitely want the women to speak, but this narrative was about treating women with respect. I don't agree with that because we got all type of narratives and things that go on in the space of basketball that don't treat these women with respect. So the approach, the goody two-shoe approach on why they canceled this, starting with a player that probably ain't necessarily hanging out in Magic City, who's not even a part of the team, who plays in San Antonio, is complete bullshit. You got an ownership group, they with it. You have a whole culture here that loved it. The shit got so fucking popular and it was thriving so much, people was going crazy just for the gear. You know what I mean? And the vibe. Atlanta's different. And so I obviously I totally agree with it, but it is what it is. But it's bullshit why they did it. We got gambling, we got alcohol, we got everything else that provide. They don't say shit about the alcohol. You know what I mean? What about the alcohol at the games? That guys getting drunk, so on and so forth. Does that affect the kids? You know what I'm saying? Billy over here, drunk as shit. They got to escort him out every game at every arena. Somebody needs some assistance getting out of the arena because they drunk. But they ain't talking about, well, and my kids saw the guy drunk growing up, so on and so forth. What are we talking about? It's straight. And
They wasn't bringing that
ATL, by the way, on the comment. Unc actually lives here in ATL, so I ain't missing ATL. I'm right here.
Does that, was they like bringing dancers in or something? I don't even know.
No,
I thought it was just wings and a t-shirt.
That's it. They was doing a podcast and T.I. and T.I. is still going to do the concert at halftime. They had a podcast that was going to go down beforehand with I wish I could, bro, trust me. But they had a podcast with, I think, the owner of Magic City beforehand with T.I. and somebody else, but that was just going to be like pregame. They sold tickets for that. Like from a revenue generating standpoint, this shit was a win. From a marketing genius, win. It's just a few people that want to act like goody two shoes. You know, it's like the person that calls themselves a Christian and they donate monies to certain funds, but then they outside acting a fool. You know what I mean? But like, oh no, I'm nope, you shouldn't be doing that. You're wrong. It's the same concept. But
I ain't never seen a 20-minute rant on Magic City.
I know, man. I'm sorry.
Ashley, anything on the only thing I heard was lack of respect. Anything on that?
Yes, absolutely. I think that it just, if you're going from the perspective of it's to respect women or whatever the case may be, women don't need men to come in and swoop them and save us. That's the first thing. If that's where you're gonna try to go for it. And similarly to what Chris said, is that the NBA is no like prime example of being respectful to women. Like every other day we talk about NBA players having a new baby mama. They sharing baby mamas. They leaving their baby mamas. They gotta be begged to be put on child support, or they're only gonna pay for child support and not be a part of these children's lives. Like, don't try to act like you're for the women and the children now. The NBA was never like marketed towards women, was never for women, and women had to put themselves into these spaces. And for a long time it was like, oh my gosh, a woman knows about basketball. A woman can play basketball. A woman can be amazing, like all these other things. A woman can speak. Like we just had a comment 10, 20, 30 minutes ago talking about I need to go be baking some fucking cookies. Don't be talking about no fucking like respecting women. That's ridiculous to me. The whole thing. And I think that if the NBA wants to continue to be successful in all these other things, you have to utilize what makes these cities these cities. Like, I would get it if we was in the middle of Utah. You was like, okay, let's not do that. We in ATL. That is like what we was talking about. That is what the city is known for. That is a huge staple point of the city. Like, so like let's not do that. Me personally, that was ridiculous, and I don't understand it at all.
Got
He was waiting for that. He was waiting for that.
All right, we're running out of time here. So I want to get to probably my favorite part of this whole segment. We talked a lot about the NBA. Now there's this fucking story developing on the women's side of the game right now. The WNBA and the Players Union just missed another major deadline in terms of the CBA negotiations. Talked for 12 hours. I think they stopped at like 5 a.m. or so Eastern time. And obviously that deadline is now passed. So Ashley, my question for you, coming back to you since you're hot on the stove here, is could a WNBA lockout actually push players towards other leagues permanently?
I don't know about permanently. Because I say that because I think at the end of the day, the reason that they are fighting so hard is because they want the WNBA to reach its full potential and for it not to only be profitable and a good experience for fans or the organization, but for the players as well. And there wouldn't be a fight if it was at the end of the day to just go that distracted me. Thank you. To go and be somewhere else like that wouldn't necessarily make sense. I don't think it's a sabotaging type of situation. But what I will say is that I think that my opinion is I think that a lockout is at this point probably necessary. I wouldn't want that to be the case. I would want it to be avoided. But I think that the WNBA kind of needs to feel the absence of those players that would step away. I don't think that the W, like as a whole, I think some players would probably be willing to still play, and if the WNBA can get those people to do it, like it's possible because the reality of it too is that it's going to hurt certain players more than others if a lockout happens, which is why I would want it to be avoided. But at this point, I'm not sure if that's even possible. But yeah, that's really my opinion on it. I don't think that it would push them to other leagues permanently though, because I don't see unless like Unrivaled were to expand or something, because that's the only one that's really even competing. And like I've said before, there aren't a whole lot of players that are just so eager to go play overseas. There are so many horror stories. Shit, Hev can tell you some of her own. But yeah.
Coming to you on this one, Hev. So then, Hev, I want to come. I think it's probably that. Hev, I want to come to you on this question. Then, in terms of fandom in the WNBA, it's at an all-time high, and I respect that probably more than anything else right now because that's exactly what it deserves. But if the WNBA season were delayed or pushed, canceled, whatever it may be, would that bigger risk be losing fan momentum or the players building their own brands outside of the league?
I'm looking at it from two different perspectives, as like a fan and watcher of the game, and then also someone who was involved in it, obviously not at the W level, but the college level, the high college level. As a fan of the game, this is not the best move. Once the ball is rolling, you never want to stop it. You want to keep building on that. You never want to take attention away from it. This is the worst time possible to not have eyes on a W game. Coming off of Unrivaled, a better season than last season. Coming off of AU, some people are actually watching AU pro sports now. They're finding ways to do that. This is the time you want people to watch games. But at the same time, you got to give people their money. You got to give people the money that they deserve. And if players are willing to not play for it, then I feel as fans, if you are true fans of the game, you got to ride with them, because the NBA suffered a little bit, but not as much, because people tend to understand more where the NBA comes from rather than where the WNBA comes from. So I just got two different viewpoints on it. I think it's a bad idea as a fan and a watcher, but involved in the game, I think it is necessary to happen for the betterment of players and what they get and deserve for the future.
Do you think I am all for obviously them getting what they deserve too, but do you think there should be a little bit more compromise, especially when you start to look at the rookies that should be entering this draft? If there's no season, that's a whole year off for them. We don't know what it looks like next year. And you talk about expansion teams, like you think that should be a thought process too, in terms of some leniency?
I think the timing of it was also bad. Like the grace period for compromise would have been when it was on the rise, like at its lowest point, straight after that 2023 season. Now it's at its peak. So the players are feeling y'all have the means to give us what we want. So there's no room for compromise. It's like, I know you have it. I know you have it. Give it to us. Instead of, I see it coming. All right, can we work something out? But that's just how the CBA and the timing of it all and the timeline of the expiring contract worked out. So I think it's just bad timing. There should be a compromise, but I think the time for compromise isn't now.
Yeah, no, I think she said it in an amazing way. And I also think that you can't really look at, rookies and like it would be unfortunate if they don't get to be drafted and they don't get that experience. But if you look at any movement, there are people that had to make sacrifices, whether they chose to or not to, they're going to be affected. But I think that most people would understand that it's for the betterment. And if they get it done now and they lose out on these experiences, then they're going to, at the end of the day, have a better career. And the longevity could even be affected. Their experience is going to be better because in a lot of ways, going to the WNBA, depending on the organization you go to, is downgrade from what you experienced in college.
Well said. Anything else on this topic? Anywhere else you want to go with this, Ashley?
No, I think we hit it well.
That's excellent. I love it. All right, we're going to wrap this up with some quick hitters real quick, and then I'll let everyone go. Kyle, let me start with you. What separates a good player from a great player in today's game?
Oh, that's a full question. I thought there was going to be more. Defense. I think in today's game, defense has been put on the back burner. So, I mean, just use Luka as an example, not to talk about the Lakers too much, but he's such a great player offensively, but he lacks so much on defense. So it kind of, in my opinion, doesn't make him into the tier of those type of superstar, all-time legendary players because he doesn't play both sides of the floor, or at least try. Like you like to say, at least give effort on both sides of the floor.
Chris, what separates a good player from a great player?
Consistency under pressure.
I love it. Ev, separates a good player from a great player.
I'm gonna have to go defense as well. What was the score? 150 to 120 something. So nobody's having trouble putting the ball in the basket. Everyone's having trouble guarding. Everyone. Cat can't move his foot. Cat can't step his right foot in front of his left foot. David Brunson can't guard a cone. So, yeah, I think defense is definitely what's separating the goods, the really goods from the greats.
Love it. Ashley, good from great.
I'm going to go with adaptability while still being successful in whatever role you have to deal with.
Coming back to you, Ashley, what matters more for winning, talent or chemistry?
Chemistry. You already know.
Have?
Oh, winning the championship or winning period?
Well, if you're winning period, I'm assuming you're probably winning. Let's go championship to win a ring.
Oh, chemistry for sure.
Chris?
You know I'm be different. I mean, talent gets you there. Chemistry keeps you there.
Okay.
Kyle?
Chemistry.
Having Chris as an agent is what?
You gotta have some talent. All you got all the chemistry in the world. Woo, we play together. We like each other. But if y'all shitty, what you winning? Nothing. Y'all having fun.
You remember AAU when they actually meant something back then. But like, you were always a talented team. But then you see a team of the exciting whites. I used to hate playing them more than I hated seeing a bunch of talent team because the exciting whites, they just played well. Everything was backdoor cuts and layups and wide open threes. They just ran the play.
That is true. And my last question, starting with you, should coaches have more power or less power in today's WNBA?
More power. A lot of the problems we are seeing is because the coaches don't have enough say. We were just on that topic with the LeBron situation. One of the main reasons he's not sitting is because that's a GM front office owner call, which is absurd. And a lot of the reasons my favorite Knicks, I mentioned the Knicks a lot, I can always refer to them. They sucked forever is because Mr. Dolan over there wouldn't stop getting involved, trying to run the team as an owner. So I think the coaches need way more control over the team on the actual floor.
Chris, more or less power?
Balance. Players drive the leagues, but structure still wins championships.
The fuck is this quote day, Kyle? More or less power?
I'm keeping it simple.
They need a little bit more power. I don't think they got enough say.
Ashley.
More, definitely more.
I love it. All right. Good stuff today. In terms of this episode, I think it's been probably one of my most favorite episodes. Again, to you guys in the chat, you were phenomenal today. Keep the energy as we continue to grow this. Again, a special welcome to Ev. She was also phenomenal. No more women's slander. That's not how we operate around here. But in the meantime, like, subscribe, and join us on Friday.